Well, hello there, dear one. In this video, we're going to talk about why you do not need another diet in 2021, and we're going to talk about what to do instead. I'm Katrina Sequenzia, your host here at Healthy Free Life, and I am just so delighted that you are tuning in to this session because, listen, New Year's, right? New Year's is the time where most people are setting New Year's resolutions. And did you know that losing weight is the number one New Year's resolution? It's really no surprise, is it? So we're going to talk about why you don't need to do a diet in order to lose weight. And we're going to talk about what you should be doing instead. So if we aren't going to diet in 2021, we're going to talk about what to do instead. So if it's the number one resolution is to lose weight, here's what we need to know, is that 50% of adults every year go on a diet. So that is a problem right there. Because within 2 weeks, 25% of those who go on a diet stop. They just give up on their diet. And we're going to talk about why in a minute. And then the next statistic that you need to know is that of the people that actually achieve a diet, they actually do a diet. Did you know that 95% of diets fail? And of the people that actually succeed and finish a diet, 66% of them end up gaining all their weight back and more. So I think it's a little safe to say that dieting isn't necessarily the right thing to do. Because let's just be honest, if dieting was actually successful, then we would all be thin. None of us would struggle with our weights. Because I would assume that each and every one of you have tried to go on a diet. Can I get a raise of a hand, a little thumbs up? Have you ever tried to diet before to get healthy or to lose weight? I mean, I've tried so many diets. I could name them all for you. We should probably have fun. We should probably just list all of the diets we've ever done. Let's create a little list. That would be fun, right? And so that's what I always thought was the right thing to do in order to lose weight, to get healthy. I always thought it was a diet. But the realisms is the diets have failed us over and over and over again. So, but the problem is we keep doing the same thing. We keep trying and thinking that a diet is the way that we're going to get healthy and to lose weight. So if diets fail, let's talk about what else diets do to us. Why you don't need to diet in 2021. The next thing you need to know is that diets can kill our metabolism. They can wreak havoc on our metabolism, and it can often lead to disease. So here's what you need to know, is that most of the time, the number one way that people seek to lose weight is they eat less and they exercise more. So I actually look at statistics, and the two things that people do, eat less and exercise more. That's the model for most every diet out there. And here's the thing, is that in order to lose weight, yes, we need a little bit of a calorie deficit. So, how many calories we're putting out and how many calories we're putting in, we need to put in a little less calories. But the issue is that most diets have us do a drastic calorie reduction. Remember the whole adage of you need to eat 500 less calories per day in order to lose a pound a week, right? That is some of the worst advice ever. And so we need to have a slight calorie deficit, but most diets have much too large of a calorie deficit. And what's happening is we're stressing our metabolism. And so our metabolism, which controls our weight and our hormones, and it's involved in so many things, our metabolism is designed to help measure the stress that's going on in our life and in our body. And its job is to react to that stress. And its job is to help keep us alive. It's there to help us to survive. That's its job. And so what's happening is that when we eat too less of calories, the metabolism is super smart, and it's whoa, she's not getting enough food. So we need to do some things here. So we're going to do a couple things. First, we're going to make sure that we decrease your metabolic rate. So your whole bodily function of energy begins to slow down, right? And then in addition to that, we're going to increase cravings and hunger because that girl needs to find some food. So your brain's not your metabolism's not smart enough to know that we live in a modern society with packed pantries and a McDonald's on every single corner. And so it's trying to react the same way it did for our ancestors 400, 4,000 years ago, where it's like its job was like, okay, if there's not enough food, that means that we need to slow things down and we need to increase hunger and craving so that she will go out and actually look for food. So its job is to help to get us motivated to go look for food. But guess what? We have food in our pantry. So this is why within 2 weeks, most dieters give up, is because they're like, they can't control the hunger and the cravings that overtake them and their energy tanks. And so it's just not sustainable. And so for those that make it beyond the 2 weeks, you might begin to experience some weight loss. And you're like, oh, this is great. This diet is working. But meanwhile, you're like hungry and you're cravings, and it's just not a sustainable way to eat and live. And this is why on the other side of the diet, whether you do a 30-day diet, a 3-week diet, a 40-day diet, whatever it may be, you get to the other side of the diet. And then what happens is your metabolic rate has slowed down because you haven't been eating enough. Your metabolic rate has slowed down, and we go back to our old way of eating. But our metabolic rate has slowed down. So what happens is if we go back to our old way of eating calories, we're actually eating more than we need at that point. We're eating more calories. So then the weight comes back. And here's the thing. It comes back as fat, more fat. So we end up fatter as well. And this is like 95% of diets fail. 66% end up fatter than they were before. So what happens is during weight loss, yes, we lose some fat, but we also lose muscle. But when we gain all of our weight back, we end up gaining back we don't gain back fat or muscle because that takes longer to build. And so we quickly gain back the fat. And so we end up, every time we do this, just a little bit fatter along the way. I know I was one of those statistics where I would go on these diets and I would end up, maybe I got past the 2 weeks. And if I did, I might have lost some weight, but go back to my old ways and go back to a body and health that I didn't want. And so if we do this time and time and time again, like I have done well over 10, 15 diets in my life. I've actually polled many y'all, and some of you even share like 10, 25 diets, right? So I'd love to know in the comments, let me know if you're watching on the replay or live, how many diets, if you were to take a guesstimate, how many diets do you think you have done in your life? Would you say that you've done 5 diets in your life, 10 diets, 15, 20, or 25 plus? Let me know in the comments. Oftentimes what I hear is people will say, I do a diet every single year. And I am in my 50s, and I've been dieting all of my adult life and even into our teens, right? So therefore, that's a lot of years of dieting. And the thing is that we do this to our bodies time and time again. It actually begins to wreak havoc on our bodies. Our bodies start to not function as they should, and it can even lead to disease. And so the more times we do this, the more our metabolism just is unable to respond like it would. So now it's going to become even harder for us to lose weight. And so until we decide to repair the damage that has been done to our bodies, we will never, ever succeed. That is why, another reason why dieting does not work and why you do not need another diet in 2021. So here's the third thing I want to talk about as to why you don't need another diet is because I have never done a diet that has ever taught me how to truly eat healthy. Have you? There are some diets out there where you go on a diet, might be a whole food diet, for instance, but the true education to know why you're eating this way, or that it's just a 30-day plan, when the realisms is that there's no diet that I've been on that has ever helped me to truly get healthy and to eat healthy. It is one objective of most diets out there is to just lose weight. And while that is a goal and something we might want to achieve, did you know that getting healthy and eating healthy, truly healthy, this is what actually leads to real weight loss? And so So often people always ask me, Katrina, what do you think about fasting? Or Katrina, what do you think of, or intermittent fasting? What do you think about keto? What do you think about this diet? What do you think about XYZ? And while some of these things I actually use in my own practice with my clients who are trying to lose weight, where we will go to a protocol of intermittent fasting, or we will use a protocol of keto diet, for instance, they are a way to lose weight. Here's the problem that most will run into is that if you are going to intermittent fast, which just means that you're going to eat during a shortened amount of time during your day, if you are going to eat the normal way that you eat, sure, you might lose a little bit of weight because you're eating less calories because your eating window is shrinking down. But if you're just eating the normal way that you eat, where you're eating processed foods or you're just not really caring what you eat and your goal is just to lose weight, then you're really not truly getting healthy. You're not truly eating healthy. Same thing with keto. What often happens is if you go into keto, eating an unhealthy diet, and you strive to do keto, this is often why people will have keto flu, is because they go in from a standard American diet and then go into keto, and it's just a shock. And so let's say you successfully do keto, but the problem is if we should not be on keto forever. That's not how our bodies were designed. Our bodies were not designed to eat the same way every single day, day in and day out, month in and month out, year in and year out. So it's a way that we can cycle through, but we do not want to eat it forever. So if you come out of keto, what are you going to come back to? We must come back to a place where we are eating healthy. And so what does that even mean? What does it even mean to eat healthy? What I'm here to tell you is that diets don't help us to truly eat healthy and to restore and nourish and bring health and healing to our bodies. And this is why you don't need another diet, and I'm going to tell you what you need to do instead, is that we must embrace the way that God designed for us to eat. I don't want to call it a diet because it's the word diet is just, I don't even want to use it in my vocabulary when I talk about God's way of eating. Because in His Word, He gave us a manual not only for life and godliness, but He has given us a manual on how to eat as well. Throughout Scripture, from Genesis 1 all the way to the end, there is food woven throughout Scripture. He has given us a plan inside His Word. And this is what we need instead. We need to eat in a way that is in alignment with God, with His creation, with the food that He has given us to eat. And He knows what we need. He knows exactly what our cells need in order to live and to thrive so that we can do the good work that He's called us to do. He's also given us foods that bring health and healing to our body so that if we do get sick and we do need help, that there's foods that actually can bring health and healing as well. And so we need to take the steps to learn how to eat as God has intended. And we need to eat God's glorious foods. And so this is why I am so super excited. So I'm going to be announcing something in just a minute here. We need to, in addition to realizing God's food plan for us and what He has given us to eat, we must also begin to develop a new relationship with food. Not a relationship where this is good and this is bad. This has this many carbs and this has this much fat, or this is on the plan and this is not on the plan. Like we need a very new relationship with food. We need to drop the food struggle. We need to break free from food where we are in control and we get to make the choices every single day for the foods that we are going to choose to eat to bring health and nourishment into our bodies so that we can have health and energy and vitality in our temple so that we can go out and pour into those that God has given us to care for. And listen, we also must begin to repair the damage that we have done to our bodies. Because I don't know how old you are on the other side of the screen, but how many years have you maybe said, this is the year that I'm going to get healthy. This is the year that I'm going to eat healthy, but it didn't happen, right? And so What we need to realize is that all the years that we've chosen not to eat healthy, or we've dieted, or we've abused our bodies, like, listen, I get it. This was me. Like, I abused my bodies for several decades of my life before I ended up sick and diseased. And it wasn't until I hit rock bottom with my health that I was like, maybe there's a better way than dieting. And this is where God showed me his way to eat and live in a way that honors him and brings health to my body. So this is why I do what I do, is because my life was radically transformed. And as a result, I went on to carry out the mission that he gave me to help others do the same. And so I now get to share that message of health and healing with you. And so this is why I'm super excited to announce in just a couple weeks, I'm going to be giving a free masterclass, a 90-minute masterclass on exactly how to find food freedom in 2021. So it's the second part to this video. I want you to sign up. In fact, I put the link to the class to register to sign up. I've put the link in the post above. I'm also going to put it in the comments as soon as I'm done with this video. And I want you to go over and to grab your seat. Starting the week of the 18th, I have 6 options for you to join me that week. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, there's several time slots to pick from. I'd love for you to go over and register and join me for this intensive masterclass where I'm going to be teaching you exactly what you need to do step by step to help you to achieve eating healthy once and for all, to break free from food, to drop the food struggle so that you can be in control and that you are going to begin to learn to eat the way God designed so that you can break free from the physical burdens that are holding you back so that you can go and fulfill your God-given purpose. And so I hope and pray that you will join me. Go do that now and join me. And I'm going to give you that masterclass full of all the details on exactly what you need to do step by step in order to get healthy this year. You ready? I'm so excited. All right, so you go do that now. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And don't forget, go ahead and sign up for the Find Food Freedom in 2021. Until next time, bye for now.